knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Better tougher for the snow, we still gon' break roads. If we win the point flip, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway.
What's up, everybody? What's up? We're back here again on another Tuesday night talking about the Bears with the Panda and Grizzly Show. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Barrett and Grant. How you guys feeling?
My bracket is pretty well built, very built, so I'm happy right now.
Sorry about those Illini, man.
Goodbye, goodbye, Grant. I guess it's back to just me by myself. F those other guys. just joking. No, I'm glad you guys got a good bracket. That's good. I'm good at football, so F you. Speaking of that, we're going to talk about the Bears in a second. But first, I'd like to get into what happened in the NFL recently. For everyone's pleasure, Russell Wilson has signed a one-year agreement with the New York Giants. 1 year, making it up to $21 million, which is awesome because they just signed Jameis Winston. So now both quarterbacks that played for Pittsburgh last year will both be at MetLife Stadium on different teams starting quarterbacks. So Pittsburgh still doesn't have a quarterback, and both those other couple quarterbacks are playing in New York. How you feel about it?
It's
You
kind of
doomed themselves. You doomed yourselves.
I'm still trying to figure out what's the Giants' plan at 3 because Mel Kiper had his mock draft recently, and he had Shedeur Sanders going to them at 3. Now does that alter their plans because you don't want to have 3 quarterbacks you're invested in? I mean, you could still draft Shedeur as he is for your future, but it just seems like a weird space to me to get Russ Wilson and Jameis Winston in that locker room, and if you're trying to build something. So I don't know if they're trying to win now, or are they still trying to build for the future? Because I don't see Joe Sheen and the head coach. What's the head coach's name? Brian Dable being there after next year, especially if they have a bad record, depending on what's going on. So okay. I don't know.
Okay, so my opinion is this pretty much is they probably gonna keep both for they're probably not gonna draft a quarterback. This screams like we're not drafting a quarterback. We're waiting till next year. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to keep both of them and probably trade one of them to a QB team for probably profit. Might want to keep both of them until the QB team pops up.
I think this screams what you guys are saying, that they're not going to draft a quarterback in this draft, which I think is actually smart. I don't think this is a very quarterback-rich draft. So unless you really believe in just Shedeur Sanders, I don't think you should be drafting someone this high. It's also possible that they don't get that opportunity. It could be that Cleveland secretly likes Shedeur Sanders, and both of those quarterbacks could be going 1-2. So at least you have Abdul Carter, which is a great pick because he could be number 1 overall. But those things could be happening right now. I also think that it's possible that the Raiders still would like to get Shedeur Sanders. That could be good news for us.
Yeah.
So,
but I also
changes a lot of stuff.
But I also heard too that from Josena Anderson on Twitter that Cleveland Josena could be potentially trading out of the second pick.
Well, Tennessee's still looking for. They like Cam Ward, but if they're going to trade it back, they want a better haul because no one's giving them much of anything.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because Tennessee still needs a quarterback. I don't think they're really investing in Will Levis. He made a lot of big key mistakes last year at the quarterback position, and they have a lot to be desired on that roster. So I think they should, take Cam Ward at 1. That would be my assumption, and that's what I think they should do is take Cam Ward at 1 and don't trade out of that number 1 overall pick. So
I don't think Cam Ward is anything special, but okay.
I think honestly, in my opinion, I think from what I've seen this past year, there's still a lot to be desired with his game. He still got to evolve in some areas, but I still think he's probably the best quarterback in this draft. No doubt.
That's a lot.
But that's not saying anything, really. I feel like that's like you're the world's tallest small little person. Does that really matter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but I just think for him, I don't think who else could you go besides him and Shador, and that says a lot because they got Jackson Dart.
Dart might be a top 10 draft pick. It's crazy.
Which is nuts because he was down people's draft board. Now he's rising up maybe into the top 10. They had him going number 9.
He was he originally like 47, 48, 49?
I think his combine shot him up the boards though.
It's a mistake. I think he was originally a late second round, early third round pick, and now he's talking about top 10, top 15 pick. I think that's
you
nuts.
waste your pick on. Like, thing is, I would encourage our teams to waste their pick on him.
But hey, I wouldn't mind it for the Bears' perspective. Hey, get as many quarterbacks taken in the top 10.
Get as big headed as possible. Get as big headed as possible.
Yeah. Hey, take the risk. Get some guys. Maybe somebody could fall to us that we probably didn't expect to fall. Never know.
Okay, so who do you think is the biggest surprise as far as rising in the draft?
It's Jackson Dart.
It has to be Jackson Dart. His rise right now is kind of like how
makes no sense.
Makes how Daniel Jones's rise. Remember when Daniel Jones was coming out? Nobody didn't even know who Daniel Jones was, and he rolls up.
He drafted 6.
Yeah, top 10. So
I didn't know him. I didn't know.
Yeah,
who?
One at a time.
Yeah. So so I don't know. I think him mainly that's what we've been talking about in the last few weeks is his rising up the ranking in the draft board. So that's a huge surprise. But I did also see too Kelvin Banks mock draft. They got him falling to the
falling. Yep, very much so.
So that could be.
He might drop out of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean,
his combine numbers were not impressive, so that's what happens.
Yeah.
I have a mock draft right now that he's going to Miami
at 15, 16,
13.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would be. I mean, only to Kansas City, I would be very shocked if Kansas City gets him at 31. But I mean, if he finds his way out, if he finds a way to Kansas City at 31, there needs to be some investigation going on as far as how the Chiefs or the Eagles keep finding these players, man.
They can't do anything to. I mean, they're not doing anything. Everyone else is making mistakes. I've seen this mock draft where Josh Simmons falls to Kansas City Chiefs.
That'll be crazy, man.
You keep letting him get the only like real tackle prospects.
Them are the Eagles, man. They're gonna find a way to get somebody that is like, So I don't know.
It's so funny because in my mind, Josh Simmons didn't even allow a sack against Will Howard. Like the entire season didn't allow a sack. He drafted at 31. That's crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. They got Will Campbell falling. I saw Mark. They got Will Campbell falling. Mm-hmm. Even past the Bears, they got Will Campbell falling.
Yep.
So it's like I said, it's maybe because, like I said, the arm length does play a factor.
There's a lot of people away.
But like I said, I hope they would say the same thing about Mason Graham with his arm length, but I don't see him falling past Jacksonville though. So
why would Mason Graham's arm matter?
I mean, it shouldn't matter. But like I said, I got him going to 6 to Jacksonville. So
he's a defensive tackle, so it doesn't matter for him.
Yeah. But like I said, I think that's the biggest surprise as far as Jackson Dart's concerned, his rising, and then Kelvin Banks is falling. That's been my 2 biggest surprises. So,
okay, what about Armin Mimbu?
He's around where I expected. He's like the third, he's like around the third,
I've seen him. I've seen him
high as 4.
I've seen him as 6th. I've seen the Jets drafting him. Remember,
yeah.
I've seen the Jets drafting.
I've seen the Patriots drafting him.
Yeah.
Which mock draft?
I got
a lot of them. Mimbu has been in the top 6, over Will Campbell. Will Campbell's fallen out of the top 10. Membo's been all around everywhere.
Yeah. Shamar Stewart's in there. I don't
Shamar
understand
Stewart,
why.
yep, he's a top
Like
12 draft pick now.
these are workout warriors. These are workout warriors.
But I like I said, me personally, Mel Kiper's gonna have in his mock drafts, he's gonna have a surprise that nobody expected, just like he had.
Doesn't he have like Hampton going 12? Hampton going 12?
I know he has.
Hampton going 12.
I was watching his top 10, and I think I watched 11 through 13. He, like I said, he had Campbell going 12. Then he had us drafting that DN from Georgia. What's his name? Is it Michael Malik? Is it
Michael?
Michael. We got him drafting him, and then we have he says Gentry's not getting past the Raiders, and that's when he said Jackson Dart getting drafted at 9 by the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has Tyler Warren going to the Jets at 7 or 6 or 7.
6.
No,
it's 7.
It's 7. You got Warren going to the Jets. So, I mean, if everything were to go like that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears they should trade out of number 10 and trade back to me. Yeah. If that happens the way Mel Kiper does it, they need to trade out of 10. Okay. In my opinion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. In other news, we have Stephon Diggs signed with the Patriots on a 3-year, $69 million deal. That's basically $23 million a year.
For the start of the year, what's his timetable?
That he's going to be ready by training camp.
Yeah, by week 1. They said he'll be ready by week 1.
Yeah.
That could be scary if they get Travis Hunter also. That could be scary if they can get Travis Hunter.
That'd be a decent core. My receiver core.
It could be because you got. I mean, if you Travis Hunter goes to New England,
you got Diggs, Booty, Demario Davis, Demario Douglas, Mac Hollins.
Mac Hollins is probably their number 1 guy right now.
Right, and then you can have Travis Hunter play both. I don't know where they're going to put him. He's coming out as a corner, but they could use him like a Devin Hester type. But like I said,
don't say Devin Hester.
But I'm saying like a gadget guy. But he's better. He's way better than Devin Hester at corner. But I still think they can use him as
a Deion Sanders.
Sanders, yes. But I mean, with him and I just can't see with him and Carlos Gonzalez on each corner that could be deadly right there too. With their defense.
It is, yeah. But then you getting 2 guys. I don't see Patriots going away from that. I could either see them go Will Campbell because I think Will Campbell's offensive guard. I think he's a Pro Bowl caliber offensive guard, but I can see.
They need it. They need guards. They need guards.
Yeah, they need a tackle more than they need a guard. But you can get the best player available and go with that.
Right. They'll find a way to use them. They'll find a way to use a guy like Travis Hunter. But like you said, if they do go Will Campbell, that's not a bad choice either.
So who's 5 again?
Jacksonville. They're going Mason Graham. They need a defensive tackle. They need one.
They need a run stopper. They need one
real bad. They need one bad out there. So I don't see him going past Jacksonville at 5.
I don't know. I could see them going with the defensive back out of Michigan.
Will Johnson?
Will Johnson. I can see that happening.
He hasn't. Well,
I mean, you see
they need corner more than D tackle. Do they need corner more than D tackle?
They need a corner is around the ball more often. They have big problems at corner. Jacksonville needs either wide receiver, defensive lineman, or cornerback. All 3 of those are huge needs for them. So you could go any of those 3. Don't be surprised that McMillan's there. So Will, you could have McMillan, you could have Mason. So any of those guys can go there.
Right. But I do. Will Johnson's an interesting prospect though, because the Bears was at their pro day on Friday over the weekend. Dennis Allen was in attendance, and people were saying they're looking at Mason Graham, but people were saying that Will Johnson. I don't see him taking him at 10. I wouldn't.
There's no need to.
There's no need to take him.
Yeah, like you already have enough corners.
Yeah, we do.
What they're looking at is, I thought they were looking at Kenneth Grant along with Mason Graham.
The D tackle, also. I mean, that's what I was thinking they're looking at too.
When you go into the second round, you could get another guy. Michigan has some players. They really do. They have some players that are going to be in this draft that are going to be drafted high. You could be over there looking at Loveland. Maybe they decide that the Loveland, even though he's very similar to what we already have, he can catch the ball. He has great hands.
Yeah, like I said, he could be a good alternative. Yeah, he could be a good alternative if they were to go that route because Tyler Warren is gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I wouldn't mind it either. But like I said, Ben Johnson does love his 12 personnel. He does love 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets. So that's why I say if Tyler Warren is there at 10, I wouldn't be opposed to them taking him, even though we have Cole Kmet.
Nope. It's a waste. You don't give me a second guy before I have a first.
Okay.
Don't give me a second guy unless I have my edge rushers already figured out. You know, I have my line 100%. This is what we're going to do. Until I have that, don't give me a second guy until I get the number one guy figured out.
Yeah. But is there any situation where you would, if Cleveland is offering a good deal, would you try to trade up to 2?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
But no, I'm not giving away draft capital.
Makes sense. I got you.
Yeah, whoever falls to me, that's where we go. That's why you signed all these guys so you can stay where you are and take the best available. I could trade back, but I'm not gonna trade up.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So tonight I'm kind of wanted to look through our running backs. We kind of touched on it last week, but I wanted to look at running back specifically and talk about traits that you look for in a Bears running back to do well on this team. So I mean that's going to kind of put a lot of people in our eyes, in our viewpoint, because we go Caleb Johnson could be that guy. Mario Hampton could be that guy. We all love Quinshawn Judkins, but I've also heard that
Henson.
Yeah, well, I definitely love Henson. I love him specifically. But I heard Skatebo was a guy that a lot of people like.
Man.
What about the running back from Rutgers?
Malungai? Kyle Malungai?
Yeah,
he's later. He's down the board. He's
definitely more of a 4th rounder if you wanted to go everywhere
4th,
else.
5th rounder.
Yeah.
Are you saying what kind of fit, what type of running back would you think that will fit here?
Mm-hmm.
I think a change. Go ahead, Baron. Let's go.
I probably someone 6 foot, 6'2", 230 to 240. So maybe a little slower, but a lot more physical. You can run between tackles.
I don't know if you have any of those. Anyone who's like that.
I definitely would say a change of pace back. I think Quinshawn.
What up, Bonzo?
I think Quinshawn. Thinking about it now.
How's your Steelers doing?
As much as I love Genty, I think Quinshawn would be the best fit out of the group here. Change of pace guy.
Yeah,
he can take the load off of Swift.
6 foot 221.
4'4", 840.
6'2".
I think he could be a really good change of pace.
Pretty well.
Yep, can be a change of pace guy with Swift. Him and Swift can match up together. And then if you get rid of Swift, he could become the guy. I just think I think that you can live and roll with him. Like I said, it speaks for itself. The film speaks for itself. He has great speed, great burst, all of that, all what you need in running back though.
All right, so what if I told you that Devin Neal's the dude?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would not be opposed to Devin Neal.
I'm not opposed to it, but I'm worried about speed.
So when we talk about Devin Neal, we're talking about a guy from Kansas.
Kansas.
He's 5'11", 5'11" and a half. He weighs 213 pounds. It's not very fast, but his vertical is the 37 and a half, so he has a pretty good explosion with 124 centimeters on the broad jump. That's pretty good, like 90-95% percentile. He runs between the tackles really well. He's more of like a 3rd round pick. So if you don't get Quinshawn in the 3rd, I can see him being there.
I can see Jordan James being there.
Jordan James is going to be. I don't think he's a 3rd rounder.
You think he's a 2nd rounder?
I think he's a 4th rounder.
Oh.
I have Jordan James way down as far as my position ranking, maybe 10, 11.
Below below Brashard Smith?
Brashard is my 10th guy. So like right there, they're like interchangeable almost to me.
What about ETN, the brother?
ETN, I have him like in top 14,
No.
15. He's a 5th round pick guy for me.
Cam Skatable.
Skatable, I know that they like Skatable. I worry about him. I don't like his. Well, you don't worry about him?
I know. I'm worried. I'm definitely worried.
Yeah, I think he's too slow.
I
mean,
this
4.62 is just not good.
I think too with this running with this.
That's a slow for 5'7", 5'10".
If we're going for a Ben Johnson ran offense, you're gonna need some speed in that offense. Change of pace, speed, interchangeable guys. You need like a Jahmyr Gibbs. You need somebody, and I think there's only 3 guys in this draft that can fit that mold. Junkins, Genty, and Omarion Hampton. I think those 3.
Travion Henderson might be the most. And Caleb Johnson could be that guy too. Caleb Johnson is actually one of my favorites.
I like Caleb Johnson. There was a lot of smoke with him.
If you want somebody who's more of like the Montgomery role, it would probably be him.
He's bigger. He's 6'1". He's 225. He ran a 4.57. A little slow overall, but he's a pounder. He is a hammer. So if you're looking for a hammer, that's what Caleb Johnson is.
He's perfect.
If you're looking for an explosive dude, I will go Omarion Hampton. I go Ashton Genty, who I think will be a good guy. I just don't think the difference between Ashton Genty and the difference for Travion Henderson is minuscule. I think that actually Travion Henderson might be a better overall running back. And he was actually playing the backfield with Quinshon Judkins, so he can play with Swift. So that'll be interesting. Same exact thing goes to Quinshon Judkins. But a person I don't hear a lot of people talking about, he was in my top 5 that I want to kind of focus on today, was Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson's out of Tennessee. He's a really interesting prospect. He's more of a workhorse back.
Very fast.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. You hand him the ball, and he gets the ball. He's going to keep on going. He's only 5'8". He's only about 200 pounds, but his 40 is 4.42. His broad jump is 124 centimeters. He's explosive. He has a good vertical. He's very compact, but he showed that he could play this position. And he's done it throughout all seasons. I like him a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if you are a late second rounder, you get him, and you might be someone who's really good between the tackles, and he's not as good as Ashton Genty is at breaking tackles, but he blocks better.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I just think also too, you got to look at the fact of this. Eric Bieniemy is our running backs coach now, and he's going to play a huge factor in who we select. Because he had Adrian Peterson he was a coach in Adrian Peterson. Very hard on Adrian Peterson. So whoever we draft here gotta have thick skin too, because Eric Bieniemy is not going to take it easy on him, especially with especially the rookies. It's going to be hard on Swift as it is, but when these rookies come in and whoever we get, you got to get ready to strap up your boots and get ready to go. So, but I mean, like I said, that'll be a huge plus having Bieniemy as our running backs coach.
Okay. Scenario.
Okay.
Ashton Genty gets drafted by the Raiders at 6. And it's the Bears pick, and they run to the mic and they say the Bears with the 10th pick of the NFL draft, they select Omarion Hampton. How you feel?
I have to see how the rest of the draft shakes out for me to have a true
just our pick. How would you feel? Omarion Hampton.
You probably could.
That's a reach. You could
probably
have
traded back.
You could have traded back.
That's reach. We could trade back and get him.
Where?
That's a reach attempt.
He's a good running back. 6 foot,
where
221.
Where can you trade back to?
Miami.
You don't think Dallas would grab him? And that's only 2 positions back.
That's still a reach for Dallas too, though. To me,
You think
they need a running back, He's the best running back on the board. He might be the most talented running back in the entire thing. Is that really reach? And
I think
is that not what Jahmyr Gibbs, what they did, Detroit did with Jahmyr Gibbs?
yes. So I mean, I wouldn't. That's a Ben Johnson pick written all over it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But if you got, let me see, anybody else on that draft board, like or anybody that you think that can be BPA, I don't think he's a BPA, best player available. So I wouldn't. But like I said, at the same time, like you said, Ben Johnson did this before with Jahmyr Gibbs. So I would not be mad at it because, like I said, if that's your second option, and if you feel like he's the guy at that particular spot, they go for it. Honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing for UB. What do you think? If that's the pick, what do you say?
I would be like, yeah, it's a bit of a reach, but this screams Ben Johnson. I'll be fine with it, but I need to see what the rest of the draft after goes, and then goes, and what
if they did that and then traded back into the first round and got Josh Simmons?
Well,
then how do you feel?
Bill Ben Johnson, the statue.
I won't be that. I'll be excited, but I'm not going to build a statue.
For him, that shows me if they would have pulled something like that, that shows me this is win now. This is win now mode. You're doing something like that, trade back in the first round. First
they have 39 to 41. So like they don't.
You do.
You're not giving away a lot. You can just trade from 39 to 31 and give a 6th round pick.
That's true. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm open for anything as far as that goes. I would love to see the Bears be aggressive in that mode. You get a running back that can compare with Swift, and you get a tackle in the first round, and you'd have to give up much to get 2 of those. That's a plus. You can't lose with that, especially with Josh Simmons, who's a natural left tackle. That's a huge plus to come back in the first round and get him. Like I said, if Poles does that, I mean, at this point, your offensive line is pretty much solidified, and you got a running back that you, like I said, you pretty much solidified on offense.
And you still got another 2nd round pick,
right?
You could get a defensive tackle there.
Yeah, you could get a D tackle there, and they got a lot of prospects you can grab at that 41 spot if you trade 39 for the late first round pick.
Yep.
So, I mean, it'll be a win-win for everybody. So.
That's something I could see happening. That's why I was asking. So when we talk about fit, the reason I asked about fit, I think that any of these guys could fit with what we have because he could take over for Swift or they can play it alongside him. Once again, we said Trevion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins have played along with talented running backs because they play with each other. Dylan Sampson has been waiting his turn. Caleb Johnson is a workhorse. Mario Hampton has a lot of snaps, and Ash Genty is uber talented. So you can't go wrong with any of these guys. So I do hope that we get a top 6 type of guy. When I'm ranking them, I'm putting Quinshon Judkins lower just because I hope that he stays there. But all these guys fit into the system really well.
Right.
Explosive, powerful. Downhill type of runners that are going to be good in the gap schemes.
Any of those guys can probably take over Swift, and you can eventually be your featured back at some point. Mm-hmm. So that's how good these guys are. So like I said, you can't go wrong with either of them, any of them.
Okay. All right. So if they wait till later for running back, and they went left tackle at 10, would you be happy?
Yes.
Yes, I'll be happy they took him. So we're talking about Simmons or Banks.
Hope they go Will Campbell.
I'll be happy
Even
if he's not left tackle.
Because this is if they were to go Will Campbell, this is my thing.
We already have Tooney.
This is my thing. If they do want to go Will Campbell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say we're going to move you to guard. Mm-hmm. That means that one of those guards are getting moved out. They're going to move out Jonah Jackson. You can't move out
Nope, Tooney. They won't extend him.
They're not going to extend him, or you saying they haven't extended?
If they won't extend him, if that's what happens.
Oh, they won't extend. Oh, if that will happen, that won't extend. Okay.
Kadani, what's up? Said, what's up, Chicago Tribune? Who is on Brian Kuiper Jr.'s top 50 big board? I have a good board. It's pretty random. I do have my number one player is still Travis Hunter. I still think Travis Hunter is the best all-around player. I don't think he's going to be drafted number one, but I think he's the best all-around player.
Yep.
I got Abdul Carter number 2. I got Mason Graham number 3. I have Ashton Genty number 4. I have Will Johnson 5. I have Shedeur Sanders 6. I have Will Campbell 7.
Oh, over Cam Ward.
I thought I said so. I have Cam Ward, then Shedeur Sanders, and then Will Campbell. That's how it should be. That's 8.
Yeah.
I have I'm missing somebody. I think McMillan 9, and then Membu 10. Even though I don't want him to be drafted by the Bears, I think he's a right tackle. He'd be a great right tackle, but he's the same guy they just already drafted. So, and as far as the rushes, I think my favorite rush not named Abdul Carter is James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a fun thing. And don't be surprised if we do not get Will Campbell, that they grab, if the San Francisco 49ers run up to this podium and grab Will Campbell and make him a star.
You think they could trade up to get him?
They're 11. 49ers are 11.
They're 11.
Mm-hmm.
They're going he has perfect protection. He has Trent Williams, right?
The greatest defensive, the offensive tackle that we've had in our generation.
Yeah.
He has the ultimate protection. All I got to worry about is what's going to.
He could be a great right tackle. He could be a great guard, and see what he does. He says if some teams were to move up to the top 3 or maybe even 4 to take Ward, Sanders, Carter, or Hunter, which team could be a surprise trade up? That's a really good question. I think a surprise trade up would probably be someone like I can see Dallas doing it, being desperate.
For Hunter.
No, I think if Dallas does it,
for Genty.
Yeah, for Ashton Genty.
They really like Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm.
They really do like him. I could see
they'll trade it to probably trade.
Go ahead.
I
can
see
straight up.
Steelers, but I don't see it.
Right.
They made it desperate because they might have we have Rodgers. We're probably not going to be that bad. We're always around like 16 above. We're probably not going to get a quarterback next year.
If anybody trades,
one time they're able to trade up.
I can see the Raiders moving up a couple spots. I could see that. I could see the reason I could say that is because even though they got Geno, who knows how long he's going to be there. Mm-hmm. They really like Shedeur Sanders as well. Mm-hmm. I could see them trade up and draft Shedeur Sanders still, even with Geno Smith there.
Okay.
I could maybe see the Saints maybe try to move up a couple spots because they need a quarterback bad down there too, especially with Carr, and I don't think they like Rattler too much.
Well, they just go Jackson Dart then.
They could. They still could go
Jackson
Jackson
Dart.
9. They could still do that. Like I said, I could see the Giants trying to trade up. I could definitely see the Giants trying to trade up. I don't know. They don't have to. I don't think they have to. They don't have to.
They already got what's his name?
Jameis and Russ
and Russ.
Man, those guys, they got one foot in the grave, man.
They're not.
They got one foot in the grave, both of them.
Jameis, man. I mean, he's still young.
That's fine. He's gonna give you 500 yards a game. They go 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. One of them gonna be a pick 6. So
no, he throws 5 touchdowns, 2 pick 6s. 3 would be his team, the other 2 the other team.
Right. Well, here, like I said, I think as far as teams outside of the top 10, I mean, there's like a few quarterback needy teams that I could see. That's tough. I really like I said, Pittsburgh is too high, man. They're too.
I think Pittsburgh. Don't be surprised if Pittsburgh trades with the Chicago Bears. Bears go down to 21. Go ahead and get Josh Simmons. Pick up a bigger pick. Pick up another third rounder.
Have Ohio State had they pro day yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Like I said, do
you think
really like
they'll trade up for Milrow?
No.
I think they will stay
because if who they're going to pick, man?
I think that Milrow would not be a first round pick. I think
okay, round pick. Why would they trade up?
Why would Pittsburgh?
Because if they trade up for to our pick, that probably means either one or two things probably happened.
Jackson Dart
is falling.
No, Jackson Dart.
I like Jackson Dart could be there, and I like Amari Hampton. Remember, they didn't re-sign Najee Harris,
but they still got Connor over there, right?
I mean, they have Jalen Johnson. They had
Warren. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Warren.
They got Jalen Warren. They're fine. They have
Warren can't be the only back there.
He can't be the only back there.
All right,
especially if they sign Aaron Rodgers.
So if we take Will Campbell, he'll be put on the inside easy because I think that they'll take the chance with McKivitz at right tackle. He's been a solid as Pooney was a steal last year, and they'll keep Brando at center in 2025. I think exactly what they'll do. I think Will Campbell ends up being the guard. I think it actually works really well for your team overall.
Who's his team?
San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
But he's going to have. They're eventually going to have to replace left tackle.
Yeah.
And that'll help out your over Trent Williams, and that'll help out your entire cap space because then you'll lose that $33 million you're paying them.
Yeah, these guys, this cap space out there is like they're they had to get rid of a lot of players, man. They're still trying to get rid of a lot of players, also.
Yep. So I mean, we always kind of broke down the running backs. We talked about some of the D ends and rushes. We talked about some of the tight ends. Is there any other position that you think we should be looking at 10?
There was a mock draft. I don't see this happening at all. There was a mock draft that was drafting a safety at 10, which I don't understand where they got that from.
Who? Starks?
Yeah. They had us drafting him at 10. Now I don't like I said, obviously I don't see him. Obviously don't see us doing that. Who?
I think Eamon Warry is a better
the guy from
Eamon Warry from exactly the 6'3", 205 pound whatever. Although he's 227 pound safety, I think that Eamon Warry is probably the guy I will be looking at.
Yeah, Eamon Warry. Yep, that's the guy.
As a hybrid linebacker. Are you going to use him as a hybrid linebacker?
No, you go ahead and put him in. We use nickel 70 to 80%. Nickel and dime you use 70-80% of the time. So at this point in time, he's not really hybrid. He's still your safety, but you walk him down to the box and he's big enough to be a linebacker. But he's your safety. He could allows you to do a lot of things.
But we already have a guy like that. That's Brisker. But like I said,
worried about him,
his health.
That's a real good question. Hold on, real quick. So, hey, Brian, if y'all take the D and Mike Green, will you hate it because his last name is Green? Because I hate Green.
It's not because it's Green. Because he's a reach. Because he's a reach.
No.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
I hate Green Bay. So I don't like anything.
No, you got the joke. I get the joke, but I don't think if it was realistic, no. I would say no.
No, he's trolling.
No, I think that's right. I probably will hate it. I'll be like, nope, I don't do anything green. F Green Bay. And you know what the funny thing is? You know the draft is taking place?
Green Bay.
It's in Green Bay, guys. It's in Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm not going nowhere new up there.
Trust me, I'm gonna be like, F this draft. That's definitely gonna come out of my mouth.
Man, they're gonna be booing. They're gonna be booing when the Bears come at 10 and be booing, man.
I don't be booing them back. Boo you. Boo! Hate y'all.
I like I said, only other position I think we probably need is safety, but that's later in the draft. I would say Kevin Winston Jr. out of Penn State was somebody I look at late in the draft. I don't know.
I still don't understand why, because I feel like we have two backup safeties that could play.
I don't like Elijah Hicks like that. I don't like him.
But he's the second pick. Like we
who?
We just got Mr. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got Hicks, we got Byard, we have Owens.
Yeah, we got Owens.
Yeah, and we just got.
Did we cut Bates yet? No, we get probably be a post June. Probably gotta be a post June cut, huh? Oh, we picked up a corner from the 49ers. Yeah.
His name Nick McLeod.
Yeah, McLeod. We signed McLeod today.
Yeah, that's a safety. Is Jalen Jones with the Arizona?
Yeah,
I just think Josh Owens is perfect for behind Jaquan Brisker. They play the right way. So
yeah,
he said he don't like nothing Green Bay, not even this field itself. The stadium turf. Brian likes the Boise State's fields because they're blue. F Green Bay, F green, F grass, all of them. Yeah. There you go. I said a good night. See y'all. See Kadani. No, I'm 100%. I don't even like the A right in Kadani's anti-hero thing. I don't like that. It's too close to the Green Bay colors. I hate it. That's why I drink out this blue cup right here. Because I don't want to see anything green. Nothing.
Yeah. Man. And they got the mock draft. They're getting Ibuka. They got Ibuka in the late first round, man.
It's a good pick. I mean, I
like
That's
Ibuka, man.
I hate them. I hope everyone like trips over and falls on something hard like a rock.
Oh, but I did hear that Jair Alexander is on the trading block as well, though.
Yeah. They're trying. They'll trade him, but I don't think he's going to be going anywhere because no one's going to trade for him.
Too many injuries.
At this point.
Yeah. And he's going to make too much money.
Yeah.
I do have a question. This is a little bit different now. I'm really on the draft topic, but what do you think that Javon Dexter, if he goes to a defensive end, a 5 technique? So 5 technique is on the inside shoulder of the tackle. So not 3 technique, but a 5 technique, and you run almost a 3-4 hybrid with a walked up linebacker as your 4th lineman.
That's fine. But who's your 3 technique then?
You still got Grady Jarrett.
You got Grady
Jarrett. And then you got
Odeyingbo on Deo.
They're not putting him at DN there?
But I'm saying what you'll do is you could easily run Javon Dexter as that DN.
You can. I mean, you can move him because
you can flip him anytime because they're very similar size.
You can move. You can the way they used DeMarcus Walker. They can use Javon Dexter like that. Move him inside and outside if they really develop it that way.
Deo Adeyingbo is the same size really as Javon Dexter. They're literally interchangeable.
Look, you can't have too many pass rushes, man. You can have
they don't have pass rushes. They have good people that are playing a run. This is what makes me think they're going to draft the defensive end at number 10.
And who would that be? I think that'd be Shamar.
Yeah, if Mykel Williams is there, they'll draft him. If not, they'll jump backwards.
Is this your instinct or this is what you're hearing?
No, that's my instinct. That's not what I'm hearing. I've not heard this. When I hear it, I'll tell you guys, this is why I hear this is going to happen. I'm telling you that, and that happens usually 90% of the time. This is what my instinct is. If it ever come out of someone's mouth, I'm not going to tell you that's what's going to happen. But
yeah.
But I am hearing that Kyler Gordon could be someone that is after the draft that is signed to an extension.
Oh, he deserves it, no doubt. He deserves it. I mean,
here's the issue.
Definitely deserves it.
He might want $20 million.
Give it to him. I'll give it to him.
I guess you got it.
I give it to him. I mean, I give it to him.
He's your nickel corner.
I get it to him.
He's your nickel corner, and you're paying them more money than you will pay anybody else.
Here's my thing.
You're paying her outside dude. You pay him more than the outside dude.
Here's my thing. with the Bears. We haven't won. We haven't been to the playoffs since 2010. That's almost 15 years ago. We're letting all these good players walk. We let Montgomery go. We let Roquan Smith go. We letting all these guys go. If you're trying to build something, you gotta take, like I said, you may think it's an overpay. You may have to take that and just give it to them.
Oh, that is an overpay.
You pay them.
That
you
is
pay
an
them.
overpay.
You said
that much money. If you do pay that much money, then you can't pay
That
someone
is
else.
an overpay.
So who else is up for the extension after him? Now?
Like that's your.
I'm just saying. Yeah, who's up for an extension? Like, who would you pay after him? So I know what we're looking at here.
I would extend
TJ. We have to pay.
I would extend Joe Tooney.
Okay.
I would do something with Edwards and Edmonds. I'll make sure they're there for the next 6 years.
Trade one of them.
I wouldn't trade. Why would I trade one that they play two different positions? You only have two linebackers.
You say you want to trade? You're going to trade? Who are you trading?
I'm not trading either of them.
I'm not trading. You're trying to build a stable defense. Them two right there, you need them two on your roster.
I mean, TJ Edwards is too valuable. He's a hometown dude. He's going to probably die on my roster.
Tackling machine, man. And he can play the pass too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to re-sign Joe Tooney. I'll probably do that first. TJ Edwards, and then I'll do Kyler Gordon. But Kyler Gordon is great, and I love him. I'm not paying him $20 million. I'm paying him 17 because he's a nickel corner, not a starting corner. The nickel corner.
But I think if you had to, I think you can move him outside if you had to. He still could play outside.
No,
I've seen him at Washington.
But for us, he plays a nickel corner.
Yeah.
So how can I pay him outside corner money?
Well, I'll tell you this then. Tyreek Stevenson, you want to clock this year, buddy. I'm telling you right now, you want to clock this year. I mean, if Tyreek Stevens doesn't show up this year, I think you have to have a conversation. You might have to move Kyler outside. I'm just being honest. In my opinion, I mean,
or draft
like I said,
or draft one, or draft a new outside corner.
I say you're paying Kyler Gordon. I'll give him a 3-year, $42 million deal.
Yeah,
that's what I'm at.
Guaranteed.
3-year, $42 million deal. It's $14 million a year. I think that's what he's really worth. I'll be happy with that. With $32 million.
High end slot corner.
Yep. Give him $42 million with $32 million of it guaranteed.
I'm okay with that. All right, what's that?
Yeah, but if he asks for 20, that's too much. That's way too much.
If they could come ground to a maximum 18 mil, I'll take that.
It's a lot, man. 18, that's $5 million. I could go get a backup edge rusher.
We just need to probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that.
So we are literally 4 weeks away from tomorrow. No, for Thursday, for having an NFL draft. 4 weeks from Thursday. So next week, I want to go through. We're going to rank all the wide receivers. In the draft. Not necessarily we're going to drop in the first round, but we're going to rank the wide receivers from 1 to 7, 1 to 8. See if there's someone that we might end up liking. Of course, I'm not going to like any wide receiver because F them. But let's rank them anyway. We'll be ready to do that. Then the following week we'll do defensive tackles overall. If we can rank them in the top 10, we'll decide what that is. The week after that, we'll probably do best defensive backs. And then that'll be week 4. We'll be here getting ready for the draft, talking about what the Bears would like to do, and what we would like to see them Bears doing. That's kind of our rundown for the next couple of weeks. But until then, I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Grant and Baron. We're gonna have to see you guys a little bit later.
All right, man.
Same Bear down. Bear down.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters up the midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so